Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I'm here with your SmackDown review. So, after Raw, I can't believe how many people were actually defending it, saying that they actually acknowledge the ratings being bad on the show, and that made it a good show. So if you like hearing that the ratings are bad and then not making any effort to try to improve the show, and instead trying to make it into some half-hearted storyline, like I said, that may be an interesting storyline if maybe they had, McMahon come out there and act like he has Alzheimer's and that's why he's out of touch or something like that. But no, they just kind of just said that Baron Corbin is just like one of those corrupt authority figures and he's purposely making the show bad. Funny how, when they had all these old authority figures like Eric Bischoff and everything, they actually, made the show good, enjoyable. When you had all these old GMs, how come even the show was better when Vicky Guerrero was there even? So the gimmick is that, he makes bad matches, and also he apparently writes the skits too. So if you want to make wrestling even faker, just say that the wrestlers on the show are actually writing the promos. I don't know how you could defend that. But if anything, SmackDown was even worse. I mean, what an exposed product they are right now. So the first thing we start off is with Bryan in the ring. He's giving the crowd shit over, Captain Planet stuff. And I had some time to think about this from last week, and I said it actually is a good gimmick. And somebody brought it up in the comments. Why doesn't he go all out, hipster, put his hair, in a man bun and stuff? It could be funny. It really could be a little bit of an addition to his character. But they're not going to do that. They're just satisfied with giving the bare minimum. But it could be a gimmick. It could be a gimmick that, he's just so out of control and it's a little bit of him. He's very much for the environment, him in his garden and shit. I don't know, maybe he could hit people in the head with like watering cans or bags of soil. I don't know. So who do you think that they get? Because AJ Styles is not even on the show tonight. TLC's on Sunday. AJ's not there. I mean, how is it? Okay, I get that, like, AJ wants to work a more limited schedule, but is it that bad that AJ's got to get out, like, right before the pay-per-view? Like, don't even do the build. See, the funny thing is, even if he was there, it still would have sucked. Because they still would have wrote a poor, shitty show. But who do you think they get instead of AJ Styles? Who's going to be the replacement? Who could they find? Everyone's either injured, they don't have anybody, the rest are part-timers. So, who do they got? Who do they bring out to challenge Daniel Bryan? Mustafa Ali. And if you're asking who the fuck is that, I don't blame you. So Ali is one of these flippy-dippy guys from 205 Live. Everybody on YouTube was happy to see him. I'm just sitting there saying to myself, oh dear God, they have no star power whatsoever. So much to the fact that what do? They have to have, of all people, they've got to get Mustafa Ali from 205 Live. When they decided long ago to take 205 Live off of Raw, they realized that after Enzo, it wasn't worth it anymore. There was not enough, star power to keep it, relevant on Raw. So it got relegated to the network once more, where people, even less people, continue to watch it. No Neville, no Austin Aries. Far less people watch it. Doesn't matter if Triple H made it a better show. Supposedly made it a better show. So, he comes out there. He's standing up to Daniel Bryan for whatever reason. He doesn't even challenge him for the title. Doesn't even challenge him for the WWE title. So why is he out there? To stand up to him. You know, he said he looked up to Daniel Bryan, you know, and now they're going to wrestle. For whatever reason. It seemed to me like the match was already booked or something. It didn't even seem like it was a challenge. I thought it was supposed to be like a surprise. I mean, were they expecting a big pop for Mustafa Ali? I mean, was this supposed to be like a big return? You know, he's returning to cable. You know, like, was anybody really supposed to get excited for this? I mean, you know, was anybody excited to see him? So they have a match. Daniel Bryan beats him, and I need to ask the question. It's like, what did that accomplish? Other than having a match and satisfying a few smarks from seeing the flippy dippy guy, you know, this is the same guy that Survivor Series, you know, had his whole fucking back of his head crashing into the barricade as he fell off the top rope backwards. I said he was insane for doing such a spot, and if anybody made him do that spot, I would think that he probably did it on his own volition. So, you know, I mean, I think it's kind of idiotic. But I still think back to that when I think of Mustafa Ali. I think of a guy just careening into the barricade. He doesn't even see where he's going. And, I mean, I don't know how long this guy's career could be going on. But, like, he's not even going to be there next week. You know, they do these one-offs, just like that, who was that one girl they had from the UK? She showed up and she wrestled Becky Lynch and she lost. And then you had, what was that, the Bruiserweight versus Enzo. All one-off wrestlers. So, you know, Mustafa Ali, I don't know if they were in his hometown or what it was, but, you know, they just had him show up for whatever reason. Then Bryan just beats the shit out of him after the match, and that's about it. Great Smackdown debut for this guy. I mean, what was, like, even the whole point of even putting him out there? I mean, honestly, like, after you're already acknowledging that you've got a bad show, this is how you make up for it? I mean, we're also talking about a company that had Seth Rollins say, oh, you know how you can make the show better? By giving the Revival tag champion matches. What the... Like... That's what's wrong with the WWE, because Mustafa Ali ain't on TV and the Revival ain't out there. Like, what the fuck? Like, was that the mentality they have? Are they so out of touch that that's what they think? They couldn't possibly think that a guy like this could get ratings. Then, if you think that, like, having a match like this and bringing in 205 Live is star power, if that's not cringy enough, how about a rap battle? Okay, so when they had the rap battle months back, you had New Day versus the Usos. One of them took a shot at Xavier Woods about Paige. It was a little bit edgy. There was a bit of more context to it. They, you know, it seemed like a bit more adult. Well, as far as you could possibly get to adult on a show like this. But this was flat out embarrassing. As Sheamus and Cesaro, you know, these two big dudes, like, especially Sheamus, rapping, singing Ice Ice Baby. You know, like, not only is that such, like, an old joke making fun of Vanilla Ice, you know, it's been a joke since the fucking 90s. I mean, like, and you're gonna go back and you're gonna make a MC Hammer Vanilla Ice joke. I mean, what the like, that was supposed to be their thing, like, oh, they're so out of touch that they don't know rap, that they're, you know, just doing Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. Oh, look, you know, like, oh my god. So the New Day were the judges, and the Usos do some type of, like, PG style rap, which it was definitely more PG than last time. They're singing about bashing Cesaro's, like, mouth into the turnbuckle, making fun of the fact that he lost his teeth, you know, wrestling the Hardys. This was supposed to be a rap battle. It's almost like they forgot that they were supposed to, I don't know, you know, rap. I mean, like, when they already know, I'm saying, and they're acknowledging on Raw that the show is bad, why would you go ahead and put these wrestlers out there to make fools of themselves like this? Because this obviously, last time when they did a rap battle, it was less scripted. This was very scripted. This was awkward. This was like, I don't know what it was, or they gave them a template and they were just told to make, chicken salad out of chicken shit once again. But I'll tell you something, it was more chicken shit than anything. I mean, like, first of all, how many times have they gone back to the rap battle gimmick in the PG era? Many, many times. If you want to see, like, a real rap battle, you watch the Smackdown from 2003 with John Cena. If you really want to see how that gimmick was done well and how that segment was performed well, you go back to that for reference. With this, it's almost like they had no idea how to produce this segment or the wrestlers involved in it. Every single week, all these like talented guys and girls, they're all thrown out there, and not only are they thrown out there, they're thrown under the bus. They're thrown out there to rot, to fail. They're not being set up for success. They're being set to fail. With horrible scripts, horrible promos, horrible storylines, no characters. They're not allowed to live up to their potential. They're not even allowed to be stars because they already went on record saying that they don't want to build stars. So what you're going to get is flat out garbage like this. And boy, oh boy, was it ever garbage. Then you had The Miz and Shane McMahon wrestling some jobbers. So, these jobbers attacked Shane from behind. Shane like pretty much controls most of this match. He does some messy ass triangle choke, which looked embarrassing. I mean, usually against jobbers, like these guys would sell for you. This guy didn't even know how to take a triangle choke. It looked fucking horrific, is what it was. I mean, he was all out of position. He was like trying to get out of it. He didn't know what move Shane was going to put on him. And backstage, Paige is like, there's all this controversy. Oh, I didn't tell you to go out there and referee a match, And then these guys come and say that the Miz said that they would get paid, if they had like an invoice or something. Like, first of all, this didn't even make any sense. Like, I don't get it. So it would make more sense maybe if the Miz paid him off, but he's like, no, he gives them invoices and tells them to go to Paige. Like, who the fuck is writing this shit? Like, I mean, what? So, like, Shane is all upset with the Miz because he paid these guys off to attack him, and I'm just here, like, left asking the question, like, where are they going with this? Why is The Miz obsessed with Shane McMahon? And what, and the trophy? Like, are we still on this about the trophy? Does anybody even remember Crown Jewel anymore? I mean, we're not even supposed to remember where it took place. And then they stopped even saying Crown Jewel. So, I don't know here. Like, this is just something that's going on. They see it's not a success. Don't they know that probably what they should do is, going forward, probably stop what they're doing right now because it all sucks, and reboot and retool? I mean, when you're already come to, you've already come to grips that this show is an abomination. I mean, unless they just think that it's Raw, but both shows are. I mean, watch this SmackDown get a low rating just like Raw, because I heard that Raw had just as low of a rating as it did the previous week. Doesn't matter if they acknowledge it. What matters is if they actually take the necessary steps to try to improve the show. Not just mention it. That's pathetic. Oh, we're mentioning the show's bad and we're still going to continue to do what we want anyway. Orton cuts a promo on Rey Mysterio. Rey goes after him with a chair. Beautiful. Uneventful. They were doing the same exact thing as they've been doing. It's chair, chair, chair. We get it. It's a chair match. There's nothing new here. There was, no promo to speak of any quality by Orton. I mean, it's like Rey Mysterio is back in the WWE, and I feel about it the same way that when the Hardys returned or when Kurt Angle returned. It's like they come back after a few weeks and they cool these motherfuckers off like there's no tomorrow. Like, remember when people used to return, it would be like a scorching return. It would have been hot, like they would have been catapulted into the main event. No, everybody who returns, they barely focus on them. They throw them in filler matches, put them in the mid card, and then they leave them to rot. It's probably why Matt Hardy, doesn't want to be active anymore. What's the point? To return, to give your best effort, to be one of the most entertaining parts of the show? But, Rey Mysterio comes back and he already shows that he's 10 times better than somebody like what Mustafa Ali has 10 times more charisma, 10 times more presence, 10 times more of a sense of in-ring psychology. And yet, Mustafa Ali is the one who's sharing the spotlight with the world champion. Then you had Rusev and Jeff Hardy having a match against Samoa Joe and Nakamura. I don't get why Orton didn't try to wasn't he involved? Oh no, that stopped. I'm getting it confused. See, this is what I'm saying. Last week Orton had a match with Jeff Hardy or something, so I'm getting it mixed up. So he's not involved anymore. It's with Samoa Joe. Wasn't Joe trying to be edgy with Jeff? Yeah, that's I got it confused there for a minute. It's Joe and Jeff who have the feud, and wasn't he kind of walking the edge? Ooh, really edgy and really MA14 stuff there. Hey, want to have a drink, Jeff? Mocking him and shit. And we didn't even have that. Instead, we just had a bland, boring match. Rusev gets the pin on Nakamura. Nakamura is still the U.S. champion, believe it or not. I don't know if they're going to give it to Rusev. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit. Does anybody care about anything that happens this Sunday on this pay-per-view? Asuka defeated Charlotte by disqualification. Becky Lynch gets involved, and Asuka just beats them all senseless with the kendo stick. So, okay, so this was a WrestleMania match, and now it's just being offered up on free TV like it's basically nothing. It just shows Asuka winning the Royal Rumble was a complete fucking joke. That's why you look to, and usually they would talk about the Royal Rumble already. You notice they're not even talking about it anymore because they know that there was a fucking joke. That they had this whole big women's Royal Rumble, and now they're not even discussing it because it's whoever wins these Royal Rumbles, it's basically the same thing like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal shit or the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Whoever wins it, it doesn't matter, because both of the Royal Rumble winners lost their matches at Mania. So what is even the point of having these Rumble matches? I'm not saying they automatically have to win, but geez, both of them, and they're not even talking about it. So, there you go, folks. There's your fucking SmackDown. Holy fucking shit, did it suck. I mean, this was a horrible, horrible show. And once again, it's a 2-hour show. It's a disaster, just as much of a disaster as Raw, which is longer. People used to say, oh, at least SmackDown is shorter. So, I'm just basically, I don't watch the whole entire show, as you guys know. So I'm not really tormented for the full 2 hours, only, a portion of that. But I'm just saying, seeing how the flow of this show went, it looked like it went on fucking forever. If you watch this with no fast forwards or, not watching it in clips, I guarantee you wasted so much of your fucking time. And, like, what is this? Like, Daniel Bryan, the WWE champion, he's, like, they get him out of the way in the first half an hour of the show. And he's gone, and we don't see him again. I mean, like, how can you just have one huge, massive segment? Like, spread that shit out a little bit. My fucking God. Do they always have to have these marathon segments, marathon matches? I mean, it's a 2-hour show. People want to talk about in the attitude, oh, the matches were real short, because they had a lot to get to. They didn't have time to have these big 20-minute, 30-minute matches. I mean, like, enough is enough already. Do you guys really enjoy that shit? Watching these big, long matches that are fucking pointless anyway? Abysmal show. Well, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit a thumbs down and tell me why. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you get all the notifications I post on my new videos. Check out some of the content that I have posted here. And thank you for watching, guys. This has been your YWC champ, and I'm signing out.